My name is Mike Kelly from the Hinsdale Fire Department. I'm the fire chief. Today we're out at 411 Glendale in Hinsdale for a unique opportunity to witness some fire sprinkler demonstrations in a residential structure, and also an opportunity to provide some live fire training for our department and some of our surrounding neighboring departments. The value to doing this demonstration is it's an opportunity to actually put a residential sprinkler system in the house and do a demonstration where we burned a portion of the house with a sprinkler system installed, and then doing a comparison by having a fire in an area of the house that was not protected by a fire sprinkler.
As you know, 100 firefighters die each year, and several thousand more are injured and burned from the fire injuries. So the Firefighter Life Safety Summit was developed, and they came up with 16 initiatives. 14 and 15. 14 is public education, which is very important. 15 is residential fire sprinklers and adopt the latest fire code. The guidelines would say that they want to reduce firefighter deaths and injuries by 50% in 10 years. So to do that, they've adopted this criteria, and this demonstration is part of that education criteria for the fire departments.
What we're going to see here is the room on the left is a fire sprinkler protected room. You notice that it's connected to a fire hose. The reason it's connected to the fire hose is this home does not have a water supply. So in order to bring a water supply for the sprinkler system, we connected to the fire apparatus. So this room is protected by one residential sprinkler. And what you'll see is we'll do this room first. But what you want to do is think about if this was your home or your workplace even, how you would be able to evacuate in time of a fire. The other thing that you'll notice is you also put smoke detectors in both rooms. So think about the time that the smoke detector goes off and then the time that the sprinkler goes off. Remember that the residential sprinklers are designed so that the occupants can evacuate safely. As you'll see after the demonstration, once the sprinkler activates, it controls the fire until the fire department arrives. They can extinguish the fire typically with just a pump can or an extinguisher. There's a garbage can in the corner. I don't know whether you saw it. What we're going to simulate is, say, a candle falling in the garbage can, or possibly a cigarette in the garbage can. So what we have is the firefighters entering, igniting the waste can. There was no accelerants or anything like that added, just your typical combustibles.
Okay.
Now we have fire that's coming up the corner of the room.
15 seconds.
15 seconds. Smoke detector activation. 24 seconds, Tim.
30 seconds.
We're at 30 seconds. We have a corner fire. Sprinkler head activation
40 seconds.
at 40 seconds. Notice now, if you were in the home, you'd be able to evacuate safely.
1 minute 15.
1 minute, 15 seconds. So what would happen now is residents would evacuate, call 911, the fire department would arrive, and then they would just have to come and do some mop-up operations.
Minute 30.
We're at a minute 30. Obviously, if this was your home and a fire occurred in a bedroom or in another portion of your house, you'd be able to evacuate safely. We'll let the smoke clear a little bit and you'll be able to see what minimal water damage there is. Usually your residential sprinkler's only flowing about 20 gallons a minute. We're 2 minutes total into it. Now think about a residential fire scenario. By the time you detect the fire, gather your family and evacuate, you're 2 minutes into it. Here we had the benefit of a fire department right on the scene. Around in the suburbs, you're going to have a fire department within between 4 to 6 minutes at your doorstep. So this obviously buys some time for your family to evacuate, controls the fire. One of the things that residential sprinklers are designed for, their primary function is for life safety. 13D system, you'll find sprinklers And when you find sprinklers in residential occupancies, you're not going to find them in attics. You're not going to find them in combustible concealed spaces. You'll find them in occupiable areas, living areas of the home. And the purpose of this is just for life safety, to allow the occupants to safely evacuate. The adjacent room on your right is a room without fire protection. That room will be ignited, and we'll probably let it go to close to 1,000 degrees. It'll get close to flashover. Once the plastic comes out, then the fire department will extinguish it. We have smoke detector activation. What time? At 10 seconds. Tim, what do we have for temperature? 83 degrees and 68 degrees. 30 seconds. We still have ignition, corner fire. Notice the smoke level now starting to come down. We're at 200 degrees now, at 50 seconds. Now we have it rolling across the ceiling.
Almost melted our smoke detector.
1 minute.
Smoke detector's almost melted.
1 minute.
At 1 minute. We're at 320 degrees. Notice the smoke level and the intensity of the heat. And we're at what time? 1 minute and 15 seconds. Think about if you were upstairs and this was your living room, you're 1 minute and 15 seconds.
You didn't call for help yet.
And you haven't even called 911 yet. You may not even know what's occurring in your home. We're at 570 degrees at 1 minute 45 seconds.
It may crack before it melts, guys, so hold on for it.
Once that plexiglass goes, what are we at temperature, Tim? We're at 830 degrees at 2 minutes. Then that's just a normal sofa with in a room. What are we at temperature-wise? We're at 980 now, almost at 215. Notice the plastic's about to go. We're now at 1,000 degrees. Think about this, and what are we at there time-wise, 1,000 degrees?
Let's go ahead. Put it out.
230, I think now we're going for extinguishment. Now we reach flashover. 2 minutes, 30 seconds, we're at 1,200 degrees. So now think about it, you don't even have the fire department arrival yet. Now you've noticed a gentleman there holding up a thermal imaging camera. He's checking for hot spots, making sure they don't have anything in any concealed spaces.
And I think the demonstration showed the effectiveness of fire sprinklers, not only in extinguishing the fire, but also as a life safety device, where you could see that the fire was extinguished in time for a resident to exit in a fire situation, and showed how quickly in the non-sprinklered section that the fire built to a point where in a matter of minutes it was an untenable situation and could cause problems for a resident trying to exit or get out of the building.